fourth graders, this is Miss Johnson from Westview Elementary, and I have come on to show you and model for you how to write a fictional summary using a strategy called SWBST. So, stay tuned. Alright, my fourth graders, Mr. Jeffries showed you what you need to include in your summaries. If you're writing a fictional summary, I am going to show you a strategy that you may also use to help you write a really good summary. Also, I'm going to model for you how to write a fictional summary. So, this is called the SWBST strategy. There are 5 letters. So, if you can think of your 5 fingers on your hand, then you will be able to master this strategy. So, let's get to it. The S stands for somebody. So, who in the story is the main character? Every fictional story has a main character. So, S, who is the main character? That should be one sentence. Check it off. Then you go down to your W, wanted. What did the main character want in the story? So, every character in the story, they want something, or they're trying to achieve something or accomplish something. So, what did the character want? And that's another sentence. Once you have it, you check it off. Then you go down to the B, but, what was the problem? Every fictional story has a problem. What was it? That's another sentence for your summary, and then you check it off. Then you get down to the second S, and we are at the so. Alright, so how did the main character solve the problem? What did they try to do to solve the problem? And that's another sentence, and then you can check it off. Then you have your T, which is the final part for your summary, and that is the then. So what was the resolution to the story? How did the problem finally get solved, and how did the story end? That is your 5th sentence. So if you go through all of these, and you make sure each component is included in your summary, you will have a wonderful summary that your teacher and your friends will want to read. So if we can include all of these in there, it will be a great summary. So now that I've shown you the different components for this summary, I am going to model for you how to write a summary. And by doing this, I'm going to read you a short text, and then we're going to use these 5 letters to write a summary. So, all right, let's get to writing a summary. This says, Louis was small for his age, he wasn't good at sports, and he didn't like to play outside. He loved to draw and read. The other boys in his class teased him. They made fun of him and called him names. Louis felt like he had no friends. When he was upset or sad, he drew because it made him feel better. One day, after being bullied at lunch, his math teacher caught sight of Louis drawing a magnificent sketch in his notebook. He was so amazed at Louis's talent that he called the principal and the art teacher to look at his work. Soon the whole school was talking about Louis's talent, and he was given the honor of designing the mural that would fill the entire school lobby. The boys who had teased Louis were embarrassed about their actions, but Louis didn't need their approval anymore. He had made other friends who loved art and appreciated him just the way he was. All right, so using this story right here, we are going to write a summary. So, the first part of our summary, you can just do this on a blank piece of paper. So, if you have blank notebook paper, or if you have lined paper, computer paper, whatever you might have at home, you can use. So, the first part of our summary, we need to talk about the S. That's the first thing that's going to be included in our summary. So, somebody, who is the main character in the story? Well, the main character in the story is Louis. So I'm going to write, this is a story about a boy named Louis. Period. So the first part is done. I can just check it off. The next part is wanted. What did the main character want? Well, when we read through this story, it seems like the main character wanted to fit in. But because he wasn't good at sports and he didn't like to play outside, he didn't fit in with the rest of the people. So Miss Johnson is going to write, in the story, Louis wanted to fit in with the other boys. Period. So my second letter, the W, is done. Check. Now we're on to the B. But what was the problem? Well, when I go back and read this, it says that the problem was Louis wasn't good at sports. And he wasn't someone who liked to play outside. So that's the problem, because the other boys liked to play outside and liked to play sports. So I'm going to put, this is a story about a boy named Louis. In the story, Louis wanted to fit in with the other boys. I'm going to put a comma right here and say, but he couldn't fit in because he didn't like sports. Period. So we go on to the S. How did the main character solve the problem? Well, when we read back in the story, it talks about how his math teacher discovered that he was really good at something different, which was drawing and reading. So I'm going to put Louis' math teacher one day discovered that Louis had other talents, such as reading and drawing. Period. So we have the somebody, the wanted, the but, the so. Now we're at then. What was the resolution to the story? How did the story finally get solved? Well, the problem was finally solved in the story by Louis finding a group of friends that appreciated him for who he was because of the teacher. So I'm going to put Louis finally enjoyed his talent and found friends who enjoyed it as well. So let's read through this and see if it makes sense. This is a story about a boy named Louis. In the story, Louis wanted to fit in with the other boys, but he couldn't fit in because he didn't like sports. Louis' math teacher one day discovered that Louis had other talents, such as reading and drawing. Louis finally enjoyed his talent and found friends who enjoyed it as well. That, my fourth grade friends, is a great summary. So you're going to look at another summary that we are going to post for you, and using this chart right here, you are going to show us how well you can write a summary. So we are looking forward to reading them, and we can't wait to see what you come up with. Good luck, fourth graders!